You've probably been told that cooking a perfect steak requires a smoking hot cast iron pan or an outdoor grill, but you can achieve a flawless result entirely inside an air fryer and do it without triggering a single smoke alarm. We are talking about a thick, seared crust on the outside and a glistening, medium-rare center on the inside. Mastering the air fryer's high-speed convection environment means you can execute a high-end steak dinner with a total cook time of under 15 minutes and zero mess to clean up afterward. Step 1 happens before the meat ever touches the heat. You need to take your raw steak and thoroughly pat it completely dry with paper towels. Any remaining surface moisture is going to boil and turn to steam. That steam acts as a barrier that prevents the Maillard reaction, the chemical process that causes browning. If the meat is wet, it will simply steam and turn gray. Once it's dry, thick cuts of beef require an aggressive seasoning protocol. Apply a heavy coating of kosher salt, coarse black pepper, and use a light coating of olive oil to bind it to the surface. Now, leave the steak on the counter for 30 to 60 minutes. This resting period brings the raw meat up to room temperature, ensuring it will cook evenly from edge to edge. A bone-dry surface and an equalized internal temperature are absolute prerequisites for developing an air-fried crust. While the meat rests, we can create a compound butter. This acts as a flavor amplifier, mimicking the rich basting process used by professional chefs. You'll need just 3 ingredients: 2 tablespoons of softened butter, fresh minced garlic, and some finely chopped thyme. Vigorously mash and fold these ingredients together in a bowl until the garlic and herbs are evenly distributed throughout the fat. Pre-mixing these raw, volatile aromatics into a solid fat matrix protects them. It ensures they will melt evenly over your steak later, rather than instantly burning to a crisp in the high heat of the air fryer. Set your empty air fryer to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and let it run for 5 minutes. You want the basket to be as scorching hot as a cast iron skillet. Dropping raw meat onto cold metal guarantees a slow cook and a steamed gray exterior. Place the seasoned steak directly into the sizzling basket. Close the drawer and leave it completely undisturbed for exactly 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes are up, open the basket, flip the steak over once, and let it cook for another 4 to 5 minutes. This chart outlines the temperature brackets for beef doneness. Because every steak is a different thickness, time is only a guideline. The only objective way to measure doneness is a digital thermometer. For a perfect medium rare, your target is 130 degrees Fahrenheit. If you prefer a medium well or well done cut, adjust your cook time by adding heat in 2-minute increments until you hit your threshold. The high initial conductive heat from the preheated basket creates the exterior crust, while precise tracking of the internal temperature ensures the center stays exactly where you want it. Once you hit your target temperature, remove the steak from the basket to stop the cooking. Then place a generous scoop of your prepared compound butter right on top. As cold butter hits the hot crust, a rapid thermal transfer occurs, instantly releasing the volatile oils from the garlic and thyme across the meat. Now comes the final critical step. You must let the steak rest for 5 to 10 full minutes. Do not puncture or slice it. During this resting phase, the tense muscle fibers begin to relax and reabsorb the internal juices. Skipping this step causes those juices to bleed out across your cutting board, leaving the meat dry the moment you cut into it. When the rest is complete, find the direction of the muscle fibers and slice perpendicular to them. Cutting against the grain shortens those muscle fibers, maximizing the tenderness of every bite. Notice the edge-to-edge pink interior. Because the meat rested properly, the moisture is locked completely inside the cut, rather than pooled on the plate. To complete the meal, pair this rich steak with a classic starchy side dish, like a batch of crispy French fries, which you can throw into the air fryer right after the meat comes out. By respecting surface moisture, leveraging high heat convection, and strictly enforcing a resting period, you have successfully engineered a restaurant-quality steak dinner entirely from your countertop.